Hey everyone, my name is Dale Johnson, and I like to make things. And welcome to another one of our Let's Draws. And today we're going to draw Medusa Gorgon from Soul Eater. Now admittedly, this is a character I know nothing about, pretty much. I'm doing this for a friend who requested it. Maybe you have a request too, you can just leave it in the comments. A bit too big. And I might consider doing it. Now you may notice that the screen is a little more bunched in here. That's because I'm trying to record at a smaller size. See if that helps any. Because before, one of the problems I was having was that whenever things would move and there'd be motion on the screen, then it'd be just kind of jerky and stuttery. And hopefully recording at a smaller size will help that. We'll see. You can see I've got my thumbnail over here as usual. And the references I can find on this character are not so helpful. So, don't know if I'm doing her right at all or not. I'm gonna try my best though. And I will probably be saving pretty often on this one because my computer has been really fidgety lately about stuff. And I apologize, you can't see. You just got like the little corners of windows over here. Could hit tab and hide everything out. But then I can't see stuff I like to work with. Clear it a little closer and work on the face. You also probably notice I'm using a little bit smaller brush than I usually use. Been doing that lately, just using a smaller brush. Didn't used to use just a huge brush, and it annoyed me until I finally quit. Hopefully it still shows up well. We'll have to see. I might have to go back to a bigger brush for these. But it does look better with the smaller brush, at least I think so. Didn't used to be able to use the smaller brush at all. Just I would try and she's got this really thin neck. Probably can't support the weight of her head, but it's anime for you. Do a little anime style nose. And I'm not going to draw her hoodie thing, because that thing makes no sense to me how it's connected. I'm not even going to try. I'm not sure what expression to give her. Smiling, kind of an evil grin, or is she unpleasant? I don't know. I'm just going with a frown for now. This hair in here. So, I've got this cat in my lap right now, so it's kind of hard to use the keyboard. Save. Hopefully this comes out well. Not just the drawing, but the recording. And of course, as any of you know who have seen any of these before, weird braided hair here, one of the reasons I do these is to talk about my progress on the game that I'm working on called Junction. And for those of you who don't know, it's a point-and-click adventure game. You can find out more about it on this channel here, Vision Writers channel, or you can go to the Vision Writers blog. I'll have a link for it down here. I've also finally got a website up for it. It's www.junctionthegame.com. And come to find out, there's actually Junction the movie is registered as a website. Go figure. Not that I was ever planning to do a movie of it, but I don't know, something about having both websites. Whatever. Can't afford it right now anyway. As cheap as it is. What would I do with it? It'd just be a redirect. You can find out more about it by going to either one of those sites, or you can go check out the gameplay videos I've got of it. His feet too big. Yeah, they're okay. Flip her horizontally. Now, last week I didn't do one of these Let's Draws. I've been doing one every week. But I didn't do one last week because I did another gameplay preview of the game Junction. And so, that was kind of my big accomplishment last week, but I also got another background done, and it took forever. I'll go ahead and show that now. It's not done yet. There's a lot I want to tweak in this one. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to do with it, though. Because it only appears on the screen for like a little bit. So it was a lot of work for something that you're not going to see very much of. Just kind of weird. But, yeah. The part of the game it goes in, originally there wasn't any graphic there at all. I forgot. I'd rather have something, put a little bit more work into it. Excuse me. Let's see if I can get her chin right here. Speaking of chins, this week what I've been working on is I've had several people test the game recently, and one of their comments was they weren't too wild about the character art in it, and I don't blame them. I've not been too wild about it either. It's some of the oldest art in the game. It's a couple years old, some of the first stuff I put in there. And it doesn't really match up to what I can do now, and also it's just, I could never get it to look right originally. And so I figured, you know, I probably ought to do new sprites for all these characters. That would probably be good. She's got like a tail thing, doesn't she? Part of her suit. Try and put those snake things in. Does she have the bracelet on both hands? I can't tell. She's got one on both hands now. We're about ready to go up to the second layer file sketch. What was I talking about? Oh. But before I did that, I figured, you know, I need to really finalize how some of these characters look. And given my background in animation, I figure the best way to do that is go ahead and do some style sheets. I'm going to go ahead and dim this and go up to the next final sketch. We'll flip her back around, make sure everything's mostly the right proportions. Her head might be a little big. Shrink it down just a little bit. It's hard to tell. I can't. It's kind of big on the real character too. Like I said, the references I have for this aren't quite what I was looking for. There's hard to find some of the full bodies of her. Hands need to go down. It's huge hands. Kind of huge in the artwork too, but I don't want them to be that big. Oops. Hit Control Y and went to CMYK preview. Did not want that. But I've been doing the style sheets, and for those who don't know what a style sheet is, it's basically images of the character and pages with images of the character where it shows what they're like, how you draw them, what they're supposed to look like, points out the various features, what to keep an eye on when drawing, and kind of contains the real way that all the characters are supposed to look. The idea is that the artists need to match the style sheets so that even though it's a lot of different artists working on something, this is why that's used in animation so much, even though it's a lot of different artists working on this, it'll look roughly the same with everybody, especially when they go to clean up the images. I'll go do her face a little later. Popcorn stuck in my teeth. Not that that's relevant to this, but wow, was that annoying. And there I am mumbling again. Sorry about that. So, you know what? Let's take a break and show some of the style sheets. Only got 4 so far. I'm working on a 5th one. And the 5th one is going to be the main character. It's the one I'm working on right now, Serenity Bell. And that's the player character. I haven't finished hers yet. She's, all throughout working on this game, she's kind of given me the most trouble. You only I mean, you barely even see her ever in the game because it's mostly played from a first-person perspective. You kind of catch a glimpse of her every now and then, but she's going to be used a lot in the promotional art. That, and I'm really a perfectionist, so I've been messing trying to get it to look right for her. And I'm finally getting there. There's just kind of the hair is the last thing that's giving me trouble. I decided I might change the hair. I decided to do it one way and I might do it another. We'll see. Okay, she doesn't have any sleeves. What am I thinking? Put her arm in first and then try and do the bracelet. Once I get all the style sheets done, then I can start doing the character sprites, and I can also start doing some of the promotional art. Just promote the game, get people interested in it. I'm probably not being quite as careful with this hand as I need to be. Hands are hard. Let's just be honest. I could probably use some practice with hands. Everybody can use practice with hands. Let's do the other shoulder. And, I don't really know what else to talk about. Usually this is the part where I start running out of things to say about my game. And what I've been doing during the week and start talking about my thoughts about whatever I'm drawing. Like I said, I really know almost nothing about this character, so I'm not sure what to say. Could just put what I said before on repeat, I guess. Oh, come on, let's put this in, didn't I? Close enough. And one of the things about hands I usually forget, and you'll see me weird out on this a lot if you look at my art. I usually draw the hands, I'll just put the fingers just pointing straight down like this horrible hand right here. But really when your hand is at rest, the fingers kind of curl some. In fact, they can curl quite a bit when the hand is at rest. And usually I draw my hands better than those two sketches. It's not like I'm best artist, but the more little things you notice, they add up after a while. So, if you want to get better, don't give up. Just keep drawing. Keep working through it. You'll get it eventually. And just little things here and there. After a while, they add up. And see if I can get the vest thing here, whatever it is. Collar. Can't really see where I'm putting the collar in because her hair is in the way. And I'm not sure how this suit thing goes together. I can't see it. Her hair is in the way in the reference I've got too. And I'm not sure how far down the hole for the arm goes. That's how far down it goes on mine. And I'm being picky here. I need to stop that. Move on. Like I've said about every one of these, I can sit here and just pick around with one little detail for minutes at a time. Just have the one side of the neck there. Put the legs in. And it looks like at the bottom she's got some really big openings for the legs. And one thing about cloth is usually higher up where it's hanging from, it's going to be straighter. Whereas the further down you get to the bottom, the more it hangs. It becomes looser and there's more. There's a more. I can't even think of the word. It's just looser. Elbows I guess they're about the same height. When I zoom out, I'll check and see. So up on the top of the pants, where it's hanging from the waist, it's going to be tighter. Around the shoulders, it's going to be tighter. It's going to be hanging down more, because the bottom of the fabric is going to be pulling at the top, whereas you get down further to the bottom, it's holding up less weight. And of course, as you'll notice, I represent that as just ziggly line. Not the best way to do that, but it works, mostly. It's better than when I was younger and just the whole outfit would be ziggly because it was fabric. That's not how you draw wrinkles. See if I can get her heel right. Yes, I know I'm being picky about the feet. My computer is slowing down, it seems like. I'm getting lag. You can usually notice the lag in the videos when I render it out, but usually when I'm drawing I don't notice it, because it's just in the recording that it's laggy. Toes are some huge toes, but whatever. How does this tail thing, useless thing, connect? I don't know. It's just gonna hang here like this. Thicken the line around it. It's one nice thing about using a thinner brush is you can go in and you can start thickening up the lines. I'm just about done and I'm only like 17 minutes in. What do you know? I'd color this, but I mean, it's just most of the outfit is black, so I don't know how fun that would be to. Here I start building up the wrinkles in the fabric. Thickness of the line. Usually you want the area that's in shadow to be a little bit thicker, and you want your important lines to be thicker than the less important ones. You want the less important lines to be fairly thin. Minor features on the face and stuff like that. Just trying to make the upper arm. Trying to make the upper arm a little thicker here. I think it was better the way it was, or whatever. I need to do the face, I guess. So in here. Save, I haven't done that for a while. See if I can get her eyes right. Yeah, I want her angry eyes. There we go. Mostly looks right. And it's hard to tell at this angle. I think her eyes would be a little bit lower. Or not. Let's get rid of the sketch back here. And I could just sit here for hours. Okay, A or B? A or B? A or B? I think it's better up there. I just need to move the hairline up some because her head is tilted. At least in the art I've found so far, her hair does not reach down quite to where her eyelid lashes are. Not eyelashes, eyebrows. Picky. And I feel like I'm forgetting something with the eyes. Don't look right somehow. But then how would I know? I barely watched this. They probably need to be bigger. This is anime after all. It should be about like this, don't you think? A little bigger. Then we'll move this one in. Still think they're a little high, but like I said, I can't fiddle with these all day. Let's see, how are we doing? 2 minutes in. Not too bad. Hopefully this wasn't too boring since I ran out of things to say. And now I'm not talking anymore because I ran out of things to say. But you know what? I feel like I'm missing something. Thinks she's a little thinner and shorter. I think I've got her too tall. Proportions are probably a little too realistic here. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Getting the armbands. And the little snake patterns. Erase the lines behind. Maybe she'll look a little more complete now. Or not. It's hard to tell. People who actually watch the show and who are watching this are probably yelling at me. I wish I could hear you. I would fix what I could if I knew. Okay, and now we need her. How far up to the dragon? Not the dragon, the snake things. And she's at an angle I can't see them. Well, guess what? They're going to be in an angle you can't see them either. These look really weird the way I'm doing them, but whatever. At least I didn't forget them completely. Shade them in. Horrible way to do it, but I'm cheating. And there you have it, mostly. She looks a little too well built, I guess. What are we doing on time? You know what? I might just go for it. I'm going to do a really quick color job. Really rough color job. Just throw in another layer. Hold on, let me move this over here so you can see what I'm doing with my colors. Okay. Now for a skin tone, you want something that's kind of yellow, almost to the green for some people, and not quite to a red. Somewhere in between. It depends on what you're trying to do, how realistic you are. Of course, the funny thing about skin is that it's not all one color. No matter who you are, different patches are going to be redder or browner. I mean, the skin is probably lighter. There we go. There's going to be patches that are redder. Because you've not only got the melanin of the skin, which gives it kind of its darkness, but you've also got the blood vessels and veins beneath, which is why your lips, where the skin is really thin, very red. But of course, in coloring like this, let me turn on my other dynamics so that I can get some opacity here. Let's redo her face real quick so I can get... Light is going to come from this direction. Notice I'm not even bothering to try and stay in the lines. When you're doing just kind of simple shading, cell shading like this, you're not going to get too much into kind of the finer details of light and dark. Trying to at least make it look like I'm trying. Okay, let's pick a darker color for the shading. And shadows tend to have a little bit of blue in them from the reflections in the sky. It's mostly true when you're outside. You go inside, it's not as blue. It might even be yellow depending on the lighting. I'm going to pick a kind of an in-between color to shade her face. Or just do it like that, whatever. Here we go. Putting the face in shadow is really hard. It takes a little bit of practice to get it right. I can't always do it. Shadow on the upper lip. Darker over here. Let's go, and then the light will be blocking from coming this way at an angle. Be blocking on the front. Maybe her body is obscuring some of the light coming through on her upper arm. Arm's probably a little chunkier than it needs to be. Go. And I could get really picky and go in here and do the details of the hand, but I don't have time. I'm trying to do this really quick. 27 minutes. Thankfully, I've still got 119 gigabytes left. I could go really long, but then it would take forever to render. But I'm not as pressed for time as I used to be. As you remember, in the first couple, I had to end it or else I'd just run out of room completely. Okay, let's do the hair. She has kind of yellow hair. And in the reference I have, it's kind of dark, so you can't tell what color it's supposed to be. I'm going to have to zoom in for this. And again, I'm not being careful at all. Come on, you can be a little bit more careful than that. Bring up the bright white. And I will probably go ahead and do her suit before I finish the hair here. And I think her eyes are yellow. I'm just going to reuse the hair color. Whatever. Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah, the suit. I'm going to steal my... Don't want to be... You'll notice it's kind of a turquoise greenish color. Don't really want it to be darker than that, so... It looks really weird when your colors are darker than your lines. I mean, you can make it work, but it just kind of bothers me. And as you notice, the harder I press, the darker the line gets. And with a really dark color like this going over a really light area, you can kind of notice that the Wacom tablet I'm using does not have a whole lot of levels of pressure to it. It's kind of disjointed in the tail. I'm going to come through and of course in real life light bounces off of stuff, so maybe we have some reflective light on the other side. That's a really good way, if you want a just easy way to add some three-dimensional depth. It's just add a little bit of lightness to the other side of the character. Rim lighting. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it works that way mostly in real life. It just depends on where the lighting is. Okay. Let's make it a little bit darker though. In the shadows. Don't want it too dark though. Go. And this will be dark because it's back there and unimportant. Get a little closer. See if I can't give it the right shape. There we go. That's better. And I really don't have time to bother given the wrinkles in the suit. Does she have like a little built thing normally? I don't see it in the reference. Like, it looks like she has one in one reference and doesn't in the other. I don't know. Okay, let's go back in here. Go back and color this. Color her bracelets? I don't know. They're going to be yellow. Same with yellows or hair. Actually, let's make them more of a little bit of an orange gold. There we go. So it doesn't look like it's just her hair wrapped around her. And since those are presumably metal, the difference between the shadows and the light should be pretty drastic. There we go. Shiny. Okay. Almost done. It should be even more in shadow since it's black. And this is part of her suit. It needs to be this color. There we go. Now let's do a little bit more shading on the hair. And I think we can call it a video. Now normally I invite you guys to draw along with me. Kind of forgot to do that at the beginning of this one. And also I haven't figured out a way for everyone to post what they did with me. Might just have you guys go to the Vision Writers blog and post it in the comments there. I don't know. YouTube does not make it easy to do that. But I mean, if you did draw with me, I hope you had fun. Alright. And we're just about done. There's only one thing left. Dark color over here. And sign your name. And today is April 19th, 2013. Although you will probably be seeing this at the earliest tomorrow, the 20th. Little things bother me. How are we doing on time? 34 minutes, not too bad. Let's lighten this up just a little bit on the outside. And this button should probably be a different color. Whatever. I guess it's a button. I don't know what it is. It's there. I think we're done. See if I can get this character centered on here. Move back over here and make the interface go away. There we go. And there you have it. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this Let's Draw a little bit, even though I didn't have that much to say about stuff. And hopefully you'll be interested in the game I'm working on, Junction. See, did I talk about everything? Yeah, I talked about everything about it. I'm about to go back and do the second draft of it. Go back and change a bunch of the story. Get the gameplay to work and everything. Really polish it and get it ready for release. I'm about ready to do that. And gotta finish these character sheets first, and then we'll be doing that. But hopefully you'll join me again for my next Let's Draw. And let's see what we have to do next time. Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want. It's kind of the old-fashioned, you like and subscribe and leave a comment. Yeah, it works. So, give me your feedback. I'm open to feedback, and if you got any requests, I might take them. Who knows? Well, see you next time. Dale out.